going to do for an intro, so I'm just going to do this as the intro. This right now, what I'm telling you right now, is the intro.
What are you telling me?
Right now is the intro.
This is the intro?
This right now is the intro. So if I hit one other button, then the music plays.
But that's all?
Yeah, that's it.
But this is the intro.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit that button in 3, 2, 1.
No.
Welcome to the Battle Science Podcast, a Pokemon Go PvP podcast where we talk about Pokemon Go PvP and the events and stuff and all the other things and other topics.
Oh, you have Bulbasaur on.
We'll get to there in a moment.
Okay.
The date today is January 26th, 2022. This is episode 2 of 2022. It's a Wednesday.
Yeah, Jesse had real life stuff happen and we had to postpone it, guys.
Oh, no worries. I'm not using that to blame you. I was just thinking it could have been the second episode of 2022 on a Tuesday. But then there's also Tuesday, which is February 22nd, 2022, which lands on a Tuesday. So it's TWO's day, Tuesday. You feel me?
I get it. Funny joke.
No, it's not a funny joke. It's just a happenstance. It's gonna happen next month. So, and I believe, yep, that's gonna be a podcast week. So not next podcast, but the podcast after will be recorded on Tuesday. So that's a neat little thing. But this episode, that's on a Wednesday. Trying to do my
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
Jeff Seitzer Halo announcer voice. Wednesday. Oddball Play Wednesday is brought to you by our wonderful Patreon producers over at patreon.com/battlescience. Dolphin93, Jimmy Bo, Jim is here, a.k.a. James, Winston the Champ, Jamar, and Evo Stevo. Thank you to our 5 wonderful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having to count. Our 5 wonderful Patreon producers over at patreon.com/battlescience. You too can get your name read at the beginning of every show that we do by becoming a Patreon producer at the $5 tier or higher over at patreon.com/battlescience. You can, just like our Patreon producers and anyone else that backs us at $1 tier or more, get access to the monthly Battle Science After Dark podcast, as well as get all of our podcasts a couple days early by going over to patreon.com/battlescience and backing us at $1 or more. It helps fund the cost of hosting the show on a podcast service, because server space is still space and rent isn't. Actually, podcast rent, not too bad. I gotta say, not too bad. Could be worse. Could be worse. Please don't make it worse. Real life rent, whew, it's not good. But podcast rent, it's not that bad. If you are new to not Patreon, if you're new to Pokemon Go PvP, you can go listen to our preseason primers episodes from August 27th and September 6th and get a better knowledge of Pokemon Go PvP. And then you can come back to this episode, or you can listen to this episode and then go back to those however you want to. I was going to say skin the cat, but that's really morbid. So however you want to cook the bacon?
That works.
It's less morbid because you could. Jesse, what's your preference? Do you stovetop? Do you oven bake? What's your bacon cooking preference? Do you have a bacon cooking preference?
I do not.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll figure that out later. Maybe that's the next Battle Science After Dark podcast. We talk about our favorite brunch or something. I don't know. What else am I missing? Am I missing something else? I don't know. Come over, hang out in our Discord.
Bruh.
Come over, hang out in our Discord.
I got
I'm trying to
invited
think.
to a raid and I got a shiny hundo.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What do the kids say?
Bruh.
What do the kids say? Sheesh. I don't know. I guess I'm a kid because I said it. So,
I was like, that's incredibly high. Click stats. Oh, okay.
Way to go, Reg Ice, Shundo. Good for you.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if I don't do remote raids, If I don't do raids, I don't have a chance of getting them. So, you're fine.
I will flex that in Ultra.
That's nice. Jesse, are you ready to talk about the thing that's on the screen for just a brief moment?
I am.
Okay.
That's a Bulbasaur.
Yeah, give me 1 second. We'll do the thing. I'm going to push buttons.
Giddy up now. This is the news roundup.
All right. So, was it last week? Last weekend?
Yep.
This past
Last
weekend.
Saturday.
We had Community Day Classic back to Bulbasaur for 3 hours. So, the original timing for Community Days came back. 2 to 5. Bulbasaur came back. Bonus XP, I believe. And Frenzy Plant on Venusaur came back for evolving.
Yep.
I just wanted to go back to it and sort of say it was pretty solid. So, I don't know. Jesse, did you have plus minus thoughts on having a second community day and coming back to Bulbasaur?
Oh, sick. I enjoyed it. I mean, I went out and did stuff, hung out with friends. You'll never go wrong with the starters.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I will say.
Until
if we get a rerun of Duskull Community Day, I feel like people would be upset. But if you see a rerun of any of the starters, Dragonite, Dratini, Larvitar,
I think
I almost would put money on the fact that they might make this either a monthly thing or a bi-monthly thing. And if they do make it a monthly thing, I think they should bring back Larvitar for February to tie in with the Jhoto event.
Do we have... Well, we had February's events release, and we'll talk about that in a minute or two.
Right.
So I don't know if there's anything on the calendar for February just yet, just because there's going to be there's a community day and there's a full weekend done by the Jhoto tour and whatever else goes on. So I just don't know if there's a weekend available for it. But yeah, I'll be interested to see them go back. I mean, even if it is bi-monthly, every other month, I think that's not a bad. It's not a bad option. It's not a bad thing.
It'll depend on what they decide to do for the Pokemon, and for sure it'll depend on if it's just starters. That's just more chance for people to get stuff that's, for the most part, most of those are really relevant.
Yep.
I will be a little peeved if they bring back Charmander again.
Yeah, because this would be try number.
It would be its third time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly want to see the voting come back. I think the voting was probably the best way that they did it.
We talked a lot about that in the Battle Science After Dark podcast. This January's Battle Science After Dark podcast. So yeah, go back to Citadel and check out our thoughts on that, because I think we had I don't know, at least I thought I had some reasonable feedback for Niantic. Not that they'll ever hear a Patreon exclusive content. but yeah. Yeah, and getting more shinies is cool. I think I did see somebody, I don't remember where it was, but talking about the devaluing of shinies over time and like try to use that as a legitimate criticism, and I just I laughed out loud. I was like, that's funny. That's really funny. They're like, oh, the odds are like exponentially high versus the main series games. And I'm like,
but that's how Pogo's always been.
Yeah, they're like, it's a collecting game. I'm like, you guys recognize that this is supposed to be a fitness game, right? Right? It's like walking and exploring, not like shiny collecting. Like collecting is a part of it.
That'll tie into something I want to make a comment on later too.
Dope. Then let's make later now. And move on to our next story. Is that is maybe too aggro? I'm sorry. The currently running power plant event. If you haven't already caught stuff, do it. Get the candy and maybe evolve a Helioptile and then leave it alone because it's not great. Grind the Grimer. Get those XL Grimer candy. And then on top of that, go Team Go Rocket. Team Go Rocket is back, and they drew a comic book that I think this was another topic we talked about on the B-SAD. The Season of Heritage story continues, but here's story that is only available on the blog post and not in-game because there haven't been other games that have told most of their stories outside of the game and have done really well with story that put this kind of stuff in the game. Justice Spark obtained enough. I'm going to quote the blog post here. This is the Team Go Rocket strikes as part of the power plant event. Just as Spark obtained enough electric-type Pokemon, he's hit with another flash of intuition that something bad is coming. His suspicions are confirmed after he finds a crumpled piece of paper detailing some of Team Go Rocket's plans for a takeover. He notifies Professor Willow and the team leaders, and they quickly rush out to take on the villains. As they continue to deal with Team Go Rocket, Spark can't help but feel there's more to this takeover than meets the eye. Catch up on the story so far on the Season of Heritage webpage. Why is the story on the webpage and not in the game? Why?
They want you to go to external sites. I also sent you a link from Silph Road that shows all the new rocket encounters.
Oh, yes. Actually, let's talk about that. That's important. Boop. Opening.
How's it going, Proto?
Yeah, I think it's dumb. It's big dumb. Big stupid.
What, the external links to read their stuff?
Yeah, it's exactly what Destiny did. Destiny 1 and most of Destiny 2, where a lot of the like story lore stuff was in grimoire cards that were not even in the game. Or if they were in the game, they were hidden in the like a encyclopedia menu. It's like I want the story to unfold around me, or even someone to tell me the story. I don't want to have to go search for it and read it somewhere else. I don't know. But that's not PvP content. This is PvP content. The Rocket event takeover has shuffled things around. The Jhoto starters are now in Rocket battles. And they're okay. I don't know. It's cool.
Totodile is still pretty cheeks for Alligator.
I don't think
unfortunately,
it's not going to get any better. There's not much.
I mean, if it got a better, either something like Bubble or a low charge fast move like Bubble Beam to help sustain it, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But as is, unfortunately, it does require a lot of build up, and it's a sweeper / closer at best.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the case with most of these shadows. Typhlosion Incinerate hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Typhlosion Incinerate hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think at 3 shots, what's it called? The Frost Tree, Abomasnow.
Oh. I mean, quad weak with a boosted damage, so.
And then Meganium is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes more akin to Venusaur stats, but still keeps the Meganium moves.
Yeah, which kind of hampers it a little.
It definitely hits like a truck, though.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can get it off. The Meganium, the benefit of Meganium over Venusaur is a little less weaknesses because it's a monotype, and a little bit more bulk, but overall its utility is Vine Whip.
It's not. It's like Charizard. It's the opposite of Venusaur. It's the Charizard and Typhlosion comparison to Venusaur Meganium. They both have their pros and cons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so having it be a shadow, available as a shadow, is an interesting.
It makes it a little bit more glassy, but things like Frenzy Plant against something like Azu definitely hurt a lot more.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna look through. Was that the main switch?
That's one of the ones that changed. Keep scrolling down.
The Whismer line is now in normals.
Yep.
And that's
Which Whismer.
okay.
No.
Yeah. Was Murkrow in Shadows before?
It was.
Okay.
So the
that's
next
one
one that
saw.
really changed was you'll be defeated into the ground, which we now see Shadow Hippopotas.
Okay. Which
with Shadow Hippowdon, it trades a little bit of that bulk that it's known to have, and it powers up its Fang moves quite a bit.
It has quite the versatility in its moveset.
It also has Body Slam, so Shadow Body Slam is always fun.
That's
the
true.
electric. Go ahead.
Protoman brings up that Whismer is at least a 1K purify. It is one of the cheapest purification. So if you're needing that for, like, the reason I have so many Shadow Staravia or Starly and Zubat is because they're 1K purification. So that if any point in time there's research that requires to purify Pokemon, I have cheap purifications there. Not a bad thing. Oh, and Voltorb.
Yes, the electric one got Voltorb, so Shadow Electrode is pretty crazy.
Is it? I don't...
It's Glacier. It plays a lot like Magnezone, but it has dark moves.
Ew. That's dumb. Whenever I'm seeing electric now, I'm all like, okay, so Magnemite's gone, Mareep's gone, it's just Voltorb. I don't want to do it.
I mean...
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, there's not a lot of hype behind it. I can understand that.
Yeah.
But if you've used one in Great League, you know how good Electrode is. Fire has now got replaced with Cyndaquil or Charmander. So if you want to get a Shadow Charizard, you can get that. And then the waters are treacherous are now Totodile or Squirtle.
So now the only way for me to get Vulpix is now gone.
Outside of normal spawns, yes.
They're not in normal spawns. You don't see them around here.
Oh, not right now.
Do you see? Yeah,
not the winter.
You don't see them around us.
You could still get the Catch 5 weather boost and spin that wheel.
Yeah, because before it was what? Vulpix and Poliwag, and now it's 4 different.
Yeah.
There's 4 different
Rhyhorn
Pokemon. It's like,
and
cool.
All this other junk.
Thanks, I'm screwed. So I get to, like, now I can't even get a chance for 100. Every single Shadow Vulpix I would get would have, like, high attack, low HP and defense. Like, nothing that would allow me to purify to get the hundo. Nothing that... It can't even be shiny, so I just have to wait now for Vulpix.
Proto-Man makes a good point. Horsey is now gone, too.
Yep. They made it useless. I mean, Shadow Blastoise, I guess, is probably one of the only ones. And maybe
that one
if
gets
they
pretty
do...
good.
Yeah, and maybe if they do an adjustment to Feraligator's moveset later on down the line, they give it a Charizard Community Day-esque where it gets another move. Maybe the Shadow Feraligator might be relevant, but currently it's not. So
no,
I don't know. It bums me out. The Rocket bosses did get rotations as well, I believe.
Correct.
So Sierra now has Poliwag. Arlo now has Bagon, and Cliff now has Teddiursa.
So 2 of those have already existed. Poliwag was a water encounter. Teddiursa was a normal encounter.
Yep.
But the benefit is now both of these can be shiny. And then Arlo got the newest one in Bagon.
Which...
personally, I don't see a need for the Teddiursa, so I'm not going for that one. I go between either Bagon or Poliwag. I did get a rank 9 Shadow Bagon from Arlo the other day, but with all these Walrein running around in Ultra League, it's not worth it. And then I think competitively, Poliwag would be the one you'd want to look for the most, because I know from you firsthand experience how Shadow Politoed works, and my goodness, is it oppressive.
Yeah, very well.
And Shadow Poliwrath is a power hitter, a powerhouse. So either one is a great option for both Great and Ultra Leagues. But you do have to find Sierra specifically for that one. It's like I told the local community, if you want something fun for PvP, go for Sierra. If you want something for PvE, go for Arlo.
Yeah.
Because Shadow Bagon will still crank out damage in raids.
And then Cliff is just chop liver.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of funny they gave Cliff the teddy bear.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been cool to have like Ursaring in the back or something, but
Yeah.
Shadow Ursaring would just look menacing. Wouldn't actually do anything because its moveset's not great. Yeah, I have, to be honest, I have not done a Rocket Leader in a couple months now.
Yeah.
Last time it was required to get Giovanni. It's probably the last time I did
And I
it.
think that's what most people are doing is they don't do it unless they need to get it for a research.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fine. Everybody plays differently.
Let's see. Yep, use those TMs. Use those charge TMs. Remove frustration
Oh yes,
off.
frustration.
Yeah, that's off for what's the window here? Till January 30th.
So the end of the month. So another 4 days.
Yeah.
For as of this recording.
Yeah. Through Sunday. So yeah. Voltorb, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Whismur, Hippopotas, and a couple of new field research task encounters. So.
Yep.
But the previous ones apparently are still there, so go get those Grimer and a Alolan Grimer. Do that thing. Thank you for giving me the Lucky Hundo Grimer, though.
Yeah.
That was a trade. Let's see. We have February content coming up. This was posted, earlier today? Yesterday?
It's been a couple of days.
Yesterday. This was posted yesterday on PokemonGoLive.com. Pokemon Go Tour Jhoto will be live on February 26th. So if you haven't set your calendars already, go do that. If you are uninterested, then, you do you.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Go ahead and work that day, relax that day, do what you're going to do. Or you can just battle, take advantage of the couple of bonuses that are extra, that are applied to everyone.
What's up?
I'm just skimming through the first paragraph or so. February Community Day, we'll talk about that here in another couple minutes, but it is Hoppip. February 12th, 2022. Hoppip, the cottonweed Pokemon, will be appearing more frequently in the wild. Season of Heritage monthly bonus. The February increased Candy XL from hatching eggs and 2 times XP from hatching eggs. So bonuses to 2 things that people generally don't care about. I didn't realize Esper was getting a shiny release. Yes. Yes, little blonde kitty.
It's
one of
it's pink, right?
No, one of them is.
Oh, you're talking about its evolution.
Its evolution. I don't remember which one's which.
Oh, there's either male or female.
Male or female. I don't remember which one is like the a yellow blonde, but it's adorable, and I'm probably never gonna get. I'm gonna get the shiny of the opposite of what I'm looking for.
That's usually how it works.
Tuesday, February 1st through Tuesday, March 1st. For the first time in Pokemon Go, you'll be able to encounter a shiny Esper. Esper will be in field research breakthrough encounters, so once every week at most. Feature Pokemon in raids, 5-star raids from February 1st to February 9th, so about a week. Regirock will be in raids. From February 9th to February 16th, Registeel will be in raids, 5-star raids. Wednesday, February 16th to Saturday, February 19th, Normal Formy Deoxys. And from February 19th to February 22nd, Attack Formy Deoxys. Oh, goodness, there's a lot here in February. February 22nd to February 25th. Oh, no. They're shortening this down. So Wednesday to Wednesday, or no, Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Saturday. So Wednesday, February 16th to Saturday, February 19th. So 3 days, Normal Formy Deoxys. Saturday, February 19th to Tuesday, February 22nd. So 3 days, Attack Formy Deoxys. And from Tuesday, February 22nd to Friday, February 25th. So 3 days, Defense Formy Deoxys. Oh, and by the way, that's going to span the Wednesday raid hour. the defense form
Yep.
of Deoxys that everyone wants.
That everyone wants, yeah.
Friday, February 25th to March 1st. Speedformy Deoxys will be in 5-star raids. Pokemon Go Tour Jhoto, Saturday, February 26th, 2022. Wow, there's a lot of asterisks here. Raikou, Entei, Suicune, Lugia, and Ho-Oh will all be in raids for Jhoto Tour. The asterisks here. Regirock caught during this time will know the attack Earthquake. Registeel caught during this time will know the attack Zap Cannon. Raids from Pokemon Go Tour Johto will run on Saturday, February 26th from 9 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. local time. Speedformy Deoxys raids will run before and after that time frame that day. We were briefly talking about this before the podcast, that Regirock and Registeel are getting new moves. Registeel getting Zap Cannon, and apparently people are freaking out. Zap Cannon on Registeel is apparently oppressive in Ultra League. JREC Wolf has not put out a article, but has talked about its overall performance, that it's something that might even get rolled back because of its performance within Ultra League. Is it Ultra League Open Ultra League, where everything's
right.
available?
If anything, they'll just nerf Zap Cannon.
Which apparently it's already gotten nerfed before, so that's awkward. I don't know. Ultra League is not my bread and butter. It apparently moves the needle a little bit within Great League, where it beats like Azu and a couple of others, which, I mean, realistically, it's a steel type. It's, other than water hitting it for neutral, realistically, it should win against a fairy type. Yeah, it's a choice, I guess. Sure. I think the other problem is within Ultra League, it needs to be a hundo with XL. Or no, it needs XL. It doesn't necessarily need to be a hundo. You're looking for the proper stat spread for it, so, which makes it not ideal.
Yeah.
So that's great. I don't know. It's a choice. It's a choice Niantic has made. We'll see if they roll it back or nerf Zap Cannon or what they do. So, Mega Raids. Mega Ampharos and Mega Houndoom will be appearing in Mega Raids. Please note raid rotations all start and end at 10 a.m. local time on the dates listed. From February 1st to February 15th, Mega Houndoom. From February 15th to March 1st, Mega Ampharos. Excuse me. Raid hours. February 2nd, Regirock. February 9th, Registeel. February 16th, Normal Formy Deoxys. And February 23rd, Defense Formy Deoxys. 6 to 7 p.m., the standard times. The weekly 1 Pokecoin bundles will continue with a remote raid pass and other items available in the shop. Pokemon Spotlight Hours. February 1st, Litleo and 2 times XP for evolving Pokemon. February 8th.
So, one thing to point out for that one.
Yes.
That is the beginning of Chinese New Year. So it could be tied into the Year of the Tiger.
Yes. That would make some sense, but Litleo is a lion?
Yeah.
So that's not awkward at all.
I don't think people would be happy if they put Electabuzz.
Is Electabuzz technically a lion? Or a tiger?
I think so.
Bipedal? It's kind of weird. February 8th, Spritzy, 2 times Catch Stardust. February 15th, Coughing, 2 times Catch XP. And February 22nd, Voltorb, 2 times Catch Candy. Voltorb sounds like a Meltan kind of day. The shinies for Coughing and Voltorb are available if you are going to hunt for them. Spritzy is okay. Litleo is interesting as a normal fire, and that's all. That's all.
The
that matters.
Litleo is one to catch and get the XLs for.
Mm-hmm. It's a 2-tier. Does it require XLs for Great League?
If you want to run it as a Litleo.
Oh, why would you want to run it as a Litleo?
It actually performs.
Interesting. Let me take a look here. Nope. Litleo. Here we go. Tackle flame charge. Items. Let's use Firefang or Ember as fast tackle. Firefang Ember, and what do we have for? Ooh, yeah, flame charge, flamethrower, or crunch. I'm gonna go flame charge and crunch. That's solid. I don't know what Litleo's move or what's its evolution's name.
Pyroar?
Pyroar. I don't know what Pyroar's moveset is, but Lilio's moveset, pretty good. Upcoming events. Stay tuned for details about these upcoming events. Hopefully they give us more information rather than 3 days in advance like they have been. Lunar New Year. Ring in the Lunar New Year from Tuesday, February 1st to Monday, February 7th. Valentine's Day on Thursday.
They're really liking these 6-day events, huh?
Yeah. It's not. I mean, our current event is a 2-week plus event, and I'm okay with that. Valentine's Day on Thursday, February 10th to Monday, February 14th. Trainers can celebrate Valentine's Day with in-game events and activities. An evolutionary line of fairy-type Pokemon will even make its Pokemon Go debut.
Florges.
Do you want to say that normally?
Florges.
Florges?
Flabebe.
Oh, wait, which one is that one?
The flower.
There's a
Is
lot
the little
of
fairy
flowers.
clinging to the flower?
Do you want to send me a Pokedex entry for that?
Yep.
Please and thank you. Go Tour Jhoto lead-up event from Friday, February 18th to Friday, February 25th. Get ready for Pokemon Go Tour Jhoto with a Pokeball-focused event. So if you don't have your items stocked up, we will help you. I've got
Sending it on Discord.
Huh?
Sending it on Discord.
Please and thank you. That is the one. That is adorable.
Should look at what it evolves into.
Is it scary?
No.
Okay. Flabebe? Oh, it's got different forms. Or colors. Where's your evolution? No, seriously, where? Oh, there we
Scroll
are.
back up to the top. It's
Floette.
on the right part of the...
Floette and Florges. Interesting. It's holding onto a flower. It's a sprite. And Florges is like a mermaid, but flowers. Interesting choice. Straight fairy type. Yellow flower, orange flower, blue flower, white flower.
The workforce of today is
No.
more fluid.
Ads. I'm going to need to get ad blocker. I'm sorry. I don't want to use ad blocker, but goodness gracious, am I going to need to?
Hello, what
rise of the
happened?
distributed
I need to send you this picture.
Oh, no.
Are you seeing the image?
Yeah.
I only have 16 polygons to work with this. Here you go. It's like Greninja, but like it's so funny. That's so funny looking. I'm sorry, podcast listeners. If you go over to the video, it's funny. That's funny. The third form of what are we looking at? It's Florges is funny. It is a fairy type
That's
Pokemon.
what I think will be what you get for your Valentine's Day, though.
Is that the one that they're referencing because it's on the start screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It evolves at level 19 and with a shiny stone, which basically means it's going to be more candy or like a
I feel it'll be a
or something.
125 evolution.
Okay. Are these
Unless they make it like a sunstone evolution.
Florges
How
has
about a Sinnoh stone?
the highest base special defense of all fairy type Pokemon? Well, that's interesting. Might be really impressive.
Wait, was this a Gen 5 Pokemon? Because they could make us use a Unova stone.
Maybe. Let's see. Oh, you can only evolve it to Florges as a female?
That sounds right.
Interesting. It is from generation
6.
6.
Hmm.
So maybe it's Unova? I don't know. Its flower can come in 5 different colors. Do we see it with different colors in game, or do we see that as
regional?
a form change? I mean, it could be a regional. It could be
They
form
could
change.
give it the Furfuro treatment.
Yeah. Is it this one? Here we go. February. Yeah, I mean, it might be interesting. The fairy type moves aren't super impressive, so we'll have to sort of wait and see what we get there. You know what? I'm gonna pull up Cerebi and see.
Look at its move pool.
Yeah, look at its move pool.
And this is all theory crafting. We don't have confirmation that this is what it is. Surprise!
Exactly.
Have some Alola Mola
Yeah. Here, have a different fairy type that we totally didn't.
Oh, that's right. They did mention be fairy. Well, what other fairy don't we have? Mimikyu.
What's the? Can you spell the name for me?
Florges?
Floor.
I closed the link. I'll have to reopen it.
That's
One second.
fine. I'm gonna misspell it and see if Cerebi's search engine can handle that.
Flow.
No results. What? One more time.
FLOR.
Uh-huh.
GES.
There it is. Fairy type, the third form.
Because get it? It's gorgeous. It's Florges.
Oh,
Gorgeous flower.
It's a good one. Let's see what we
You wanna
have
put it up
in
on
the
screen?
game. Yes, this is its move pool within the most recent generation that it was in. So Disarming Voice, Magical Leaf, I believe are 2 that we have already. Grass Knot.
So Magic Leaf's not in the game yet, but it
Okay.
is in the mine data.
What's the one that I'm thinking of then? That is it Roserade has?
Leaf Storm or whatever.
Okay, that might be what I'm thinking. Leaf Storm. Petal Blizzard, Petal Dance. So Moonblast is here. Doesn't look like it has Charm unless it learns it via TM, which basically means it's not going to move the needle at all. Energy Ball via TM.
It'll probably have Energy Ball. It'd be nice if it had Grass Knot.
Dazzling.
Have a faster Whimsicott, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Seed Bomb, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Move Tutor. Tackle Vine Whip. So pre-evolution only moves. Tackle Vine Whip, Fairy Wind, Razor Leaf, Solar Beam. So we could get some really interesting grass type moves on a fairy type Pokemon. Because it is just straight fairy.
Mm-hmm.
That would be interesting. There would be some...
Be the anti-Azu for sure.
Yeah, there would be some metas where it's a fairy type, but having grass-specific moves. Yeah, because it doesn't have Charm.
Kind of like how Vigoroth's the fighter that's not a fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, this could be really interesting as far as placement within the meta. I want to see... Where's our stats? I'm just scrolling back and forth on this page. Very bottom. Let's see. A HP 78, attack 65, defense 68, special attack 112, special defense 150, and a 75 speed. So that's defense weighted by a small chunk.
Yep.
It's not...
It's got good HP, good defensive abilities.
Yeah, well, its HP is okay, considering its special attack is 112, which the attack and special attack combined are, you have speed at the lowest, HP, your attack and special attack, like average, is going to be semi-high, but then your defense and special defense average is higher. So
Right, which is what you want for Pokemon Go PvP.
yeah. I mean,
It means their
defense. You want.
scaling will be
I mean,
better.
you want less attack and higher HP realistically, but this isn't all that bad.
No.
Now the downside is it's straight grass, or no, it's fairy with grass type moves, so it doesn't move the needle against poisons at all.
It doesn't help against fire either.
No, doesn't help against fire either. It won't have anything for coverage there. So it'll play depending on its
water
moves.
roll.
Yeah, it'll depending on its moveset, it's going to be a pseudo grass.
Yeah.
It could just be a middling fairy that, might move the needle, might not. So we'll have to see.
It'll really depend on if they cheese it and just give it tackle for a fast move or Razor Leaf.
Who knows? I mean, that's the third tier. I don't know what third tier Pokemon is, kept. Stats.
Torterra.
Stats, Eternal Flower. Yeah, Torterra's, kind of gotten the shaft there.
Such an amazing looking Pokemon. But what do you know? Razor Leaf.
Oh,
alligator
interesting.
Cries in the corner.
So I want, because did you play X and Y or Alpha,
Yes.
Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire? Okay, so they're
Yes.
referencing Eternal Flower as an alternate form with actually different stats for it. Is that the one
Yes.
that the Time Traveler dude has?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So then we won't see that here unless we see an event where that guy comes up. And that would be, would that be like a Zinnia event?
Yes.
That would be cool. I would love to see Zinnia show up as... I would love to see better storytelling in Pokemon Go. Ah! It's never going to happen. It would be awesome. Zinnia shows up in Pokemon Go, and then like weird time
Rayquaza
travel.
raids come back. and we see
Rayquaza.
Mega Rayquaza.
Oh my God! Stop! You're just all of the possibilities, and it'll never happen.
Yeah, because we still haven't seen Mega Mewtwo either.
Mega Mewtwo. We haven't seen Delta Rayquaza. We haven't seen
The Primals.
the Primals. I mean, do we see the Primals in a Hoenn event next year? This time next year?
I don't know.
Jiggly Dad, Professor Willow is not a master storyteller. He has told us nothing about this season's story. It's all on the blog only. I'm really disappointed. Steven is a big Sag. I'm petting my
Going
dog
back
for
to
comfort.
finish up the February announcements. Speaking of
Yes.
themed events.
Sorry, HR is giving me snuggles because I'm so
Aw.
disappointed. Wait, which one? Which one are we talking about?
Go Jhoto Tour lead up. Go Tour Jhoto lead up event.
Yeah,
From Friday, February 18th to 2020 to Friday, February 25th. Get ready for Pokemon Go Jhoto Tour. Pokemon Go Tour Jhoto with a Pokeball focused event. I mean, I think you did mention that at the end there.
If you don't have enough Pokeballs, they're going to give you Pokeballs.
Which
Pity a fool. Pity the fool.
I just realized something.
What?
They could introduce new balls.
Ooh, don't
Because that was
Good.
the gen that we did get new balls.
don't get my hopes up. That would be cool.
The fast ball, the net ball,
Yeah.
the repeat ball, the ones you had to make from apricorns.
Oh, apricorns.
Yeah,
The dog is.
that would be really cool if we could see new Pokeballs, but
We-
that's also more item space.
We here at Battle Science love our balls, and you can too. In February.
Actually, no, he's right. That is a love ball is a Pokeball.
Oh, I was going that as a joke, but yes. Yeah.
The heavy ball, the moon ball. There's a lot.
Balls.
Balls.
Ball.
Cue the ACDC.
Yep. Yeah. Luxury. Yep. There's all these jokes that I want to make, and it's a family-friendly podcast.
Shall we ball on to the next part?
Let's roll on to the next article. Pokemon Go Community Day for February 22nd. Hoppip's Hop Along Hangout. Trainers, we're excited to announce Hoppip, the Cottonweed Pokemon, will be featured during February's Community Day event. And from a brief glance on Twitter, Niantic seemed to be the only ones that were excited to announce that.
So, to be fair, when I was younger and I first got Gold and Silver,
Uh-huh.
I first encountered a Hoppip. My first thought was, why is Kirby in Pokemon?
Oh my god. Can we just if we're out and about for Hoppip Community Day, can we just like anytime someone asks us a question or something, we just go Poyo?
Yes.
Should we just get Kirby masks? Just like cardboard cutout
Get a Kirby
masks.
plush and put grass leaves on it.
Poyo. Because if Kirby ate a Hoppip, that's what it would get.
Yes.
That works. February Community Day on Saturday, February 12th, 2022, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time. The featured Pokemon will be Hoppip. It will be appearing more frequently in the wild. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny one. If you play the event for any period of time, you will get a shiny one. I guarantee it. I've not had anyone at me and say that they didn't get a shiny Bulbasaur. So if you didn't get a shiny Bulbasaur during Community Day, I need to see receipts of your before and after catches of Bulbasaur. So, yeah, do that. I will.
Did you read Jigglydat's comment?
I'm looking at Jigglydat's. Yes. So, like, the initial response on Twitter was like really negative, of like, "Oh, Hoppip, well, that sucks." It's. I mean, its shiny is cool. It's got cool shinies, but the overall was
pretty negative. I mean, I made the joke of making a meme out of, you've seen the used car salesman meme, right?
Yeah, slaps roof.
Niantic, Niantic is one of the guys, the car salesmen, and it's Hoppip, and it's like, can I interest you in this Pokemon? And the person's like, oh, I don't know. Slaps 3 times Stardust on it.
Oh yeah. But yes, Jigglydat does bring up a really good point that a number of other people were bringing up as well. Hoppip being the only other grass flying compared to Tropius, I think.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way,
available currently.
Next year with Tropius is part of Gen 3. With next year with the Hoenn event, we're gonna have Tropius in the wild. So it's 365 days plus from now, but Tropius will be around everywhere in raids potentially. We'll have to see.
It'll be a Heracross. It'll be in raids.
Yes, this will be interesting. So exclusive attack. Evolve Skiploom, Hoppip's evolution, during the event or up to 2 hours afterwards to get a Jumpluff that knows the charge attack Acrobatics. Jumpluff.
Acrobatics potentially has a big play.
Yep.
But we still need to wait and see what the energy cost is.
Yes. Trainer Battles is 110 damage, which, do you know where that puts it at?
About Megahorn.
So, like, a lot. It's a lot. Wow. It does have Bullet Seed. Jumpluff does have Bullet Seed, which means its energy gain is pretty solid.
Or sorry, did I say Megahorn?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay. Yes. Jumpluff, Acrobatics, Trainer Battles 110 damage, so a nice chunk. Let's see. Jesse, as you were saying, event bonuses 3 times catch Stardust. So if you aren't very interested in Hoppip, you can farm for dust. Go ham. Lure modules activated during the event will last for 3 hours. Get up to 3 free raid passes from gyms during the event and up to 2 hours after the event. Bonus Hoppip XL candy from Skiploom caught in parks, which is an interesting perk here. People were questioning what is considered a park.
That's the one thing I wanted to talk about is I would like for them to discern what a park is, because if we go to a city park versus a national park or a state park.
Mm-hmm. People were talking about in OpenStreetMaps, it just has to be tagged as a park, which means there's some like trails that are classified as parks. So, but there's no difference within the visuals of.
Yeah, that's kind of what my thought was too, Jigglydat, is on the map, if you look, it's the darker green.
Well, people were saying that doesn't match some of the spawn differences that they've seen, though. So
That's true, but it's very vague.
yeah, it's very vague, and if it's classified as if it's using the tag parks from OpenStreetMaps, then visually within Pokemon Go there is no way to discern that.
Yep.
You have
Another
to check
thing to add on to
OpenStreetMaps
this also
instead.
is Skiploom is bonus Stardust.
Yes.
So you can stack up pretty quickly between that and catching it guaranteed XL for evolution.
Yeah, chance for Skiploom to appear in parks alongside Hoppip. So anywhere there's Skiploom basically means you have
It's a park,
Hoppip.
considered a park.
Yeah. So
For us, I was thinking about going to Marymore.
that's a big park. I don't know what day of the week this is. Is it a Saturday?
Or we could go join up the Kirkland crew. I've been wanting to go up to their area for a bit.
It's a Saturday. I work weekends. We're back up to full hours again, so I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a park.
Lucky for you, there's a park right up the road.
Yeah, there's a park 2 blocks down from work. So if I'm able to take a couple hours and go walk around, then great. But this is, I mean, it's still a couple weeks out, so we'll see. Yes.
Will this make it relevant? Maybe.
I mean, Jumpluff has been relevant before. It's not super relevant. Will this sort of move the needle? I think it will. I think this will adjust. So
it'll make it have a different role than Tropius, but still play the same role.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think Jumpluff has a decent fast move that's flying, but it has the better fast grass move over Tropius.
Yes.
Because Bullet Seed is really great for generating energy. And then this makes it... The problem for Jumpluff will now be that it doesn't really have a good bait move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to say it has Aerial Ace along with Tropius.
I can pull
the benefit is it has Bullet Seed to get to it, but that's not.
So currently its 2 moves are Bullet Seed, Infestation for fast moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Infestation being a bug.
Interesting.
Charge moves are Aerial Ace, Energy Ball, Dazzling Gleam, Return if you have a Shadow Purified, and Solar Beam.
Interesting. So
yes, I kind of agree with Jigglydad at this point. Shadow is much more preferred, but with the rework or reroll of the rockets, we no longer have it available.
Yes, that is true. Unless they reroll again.
Yep.
We'll have to wait and see. Or this comes back in one way or another later on.
Yeah.
Let's see. That is that. That is that. I don't know. This one's another one that I probably won't be able to participate in. I think it won't be until March that I'll have maybe my weekends more open, so we'll see.
Would you say this community is up in the air?
Ah, you got me. You got me good. You got me good. Let's see.
Is it time to switch gears?
I believe so. I've got to push buttons. That's great. That's great.
Welcome to the meta analysis.
It's time for the first time in a while. We're going to talk about a Silph meta. It's the Guardian Cup. I'm going to be honest. First thing I saw about the Guardian Cup was the badge, and the badge is... I don't like it. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like the Guardian Cup badge. It's weird looking. What is it supposed... Is it supposed to be something? Am I missing something, or is it just shapes?
I could make the joke and start playing dramatic piano music.
Huh? Dramatic piano
The Guardians from Zelda.
Oh. Okay. What was the other thing I was... Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Speaking of weird, though, you ready for this meta? If you haven't already heard, the Guardian Cup for February of 2022 allowed Pokemon with the moves of the following type: Electric, Fighting, Fire, Flying, and Psychic. If you thought that was weird, third weird time, it's time for the ban list. HR, I'm going to need you to calm down a little bit. Just a skosh. Just a skosh. Just hang on, okay? All right, what's banned are Megas, Legendaries, Mythicals, Shadows, Fairy types, Lickitung, Medicham, Scrafty, Altaria, Pachirisu, Wobbuffet, Stunfisk, Umbreon.
My boy Wobbuffet's never going to get in.
Yeah, Wobbuffet. Oh, that's sad. Vullaby and Mandibuzz. But wait, there's more. There's Coffagrigus, Obstagoon, Hypno, Chansey, Bastiodon, Diggersby, Tropius, and Lantern. 3, 6, 7, 10, 13, 16, 18.
Fairies are
all
just
of
straight out banned.
All of fairies are banned, and 18 individual bans. Along with, of course, legendaries, mythics, and they'll never make it into a Silph Cup at this point.
The Megas.
Megas. Oh, someday, Megas. Some days. It's a weird one. It's a real weird one. It's
so before you let this overwhelm you with the information that Steven has provided.
Yes. Too late.
The cup can sound very confusing, but think of it this way. Choose things that you're comfortable with. I know we kind of come back to this every time, but we'll get into it here in a minute. I think Steven's going to scroll quickly through the whitelist here. When we get to the part with PV Poke and the nice little build your meta kind of team format, we'll get a little bit more into discussion about this. But I think the one thing to take away from this is because all of these bans are in place, there is a lot more options to choose from when building your team than just these 4 or 5 consistent picks.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here because of it's based on moves. Now, realistically, it's based on moves, and I don't know if any of these specifically reference a legacy move that a Pokemon can't learn without an Elite TM anymore.
I think outside of Community Day, there isn't many.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if any of these don't. The only one I'm thinking of is like Blaziken with
Stone Edge,
but Rock's not allowed as a move type. So, Gen 1, your standouts here, I'm going to just sort of rattle off a couple of standouts here. Charizard, Beedrill, Pidgeot, Raichu, Ninetales, Golbat's here. Venomoth might be interesting. There's going to be a lot of fire, so I don't know how much Bug's going to be super relevant. Your Primeape and Poliwrath.
Yep.
A lot of fighters are here, so Machamp. Anything else that turns the needle here? Gengar might be interesting, but it's still really glassy. Haunter's not here, so you're going to have to run more glass.
Muck is one of the few legitimate poison types.
Muck is available with a reasonable type, or reasonable move set, so that's not bad. Spice here with Sea King. Don't know if it's really going to be relevant, but it's an odd one. And Dragonite, and I'm blanking on it. Oh my goodness. Snorlax, yes. Brain fart. In Gen 2, let's see. Noctowl might be a relevant one. Crobat, I don't think within Great League is preferred over Golbat still, so maybe you don't do that.
So, depending on when a tournament starts, Jumpluff could jump in relevance.
Jumpluff is here. Sudowoodo is here. Gligar is here, and I believe Gliscor would be as well.
Gligar and Gliscor are both relevant.
Gliscor from Gen 4. Blissey is here, but there's not the attack power.
Steelix, Heracross, and Magcargo are also very relevant.
Skarmory's here, but I don't know. Again, there's fire type here. I don't know what Skarmory's going to really do.
Mantine.
Mantine. Ooh, baby, Mantine.
Donphan also, with its move rework, could become potentially good.
We'll see. Oof. Swampert's not here. You've got the diversity from Sceptile. Blaziken's here as a nice burst. Burst fire. In Gen 3.
Shiftry is an alternative to running other things later down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Pelipper is also a very solid pick with the Weather Ball spam still available.
Vigoroth's here. Yeah, because it's got counter. It's got a fighting type move. If you really wanted to be just dumb, Metatite's here. Metacham is banned, but Metatite is here, I guess. Again, if you want to be dumb. I don't think Swalot's gotten better, but I do remember one of the larger tournaments back in Season 1 going up against Swalot and really not expecting it, so...
It could be something that throws people off guard.
It might be an interesting pick.
The cast forms are available.
The cast forms are available. Well, no. Normal cast form, normal cast form, rainy cast form, and sunny cast form are available. The Bag Online and Metang and Metagross are available.
In Gen 4, you have a few things, but not a crazy amount.
Nothing that really overperforms. I
think the one that really stands out to me, just looking at the list first off, is going to be Luxray.
Okay. Your... Not Mothim. It's the Wormadam line.
Wormadams
are here. All three Wormadams are here. The Vespiquen. Vespiquen is here. Skunktank's here. Not Beldum.
Bronzong's going to be a good anti-fighter option.
Bronzong's going to be here. If you wanted to go super spice, the Hundo XL Bonsley, I want to say, has a really weird move pool. Garchomp and Lucario.
We have a couple people that like the Bonsley.
Yeah, Garchomp and Lucario might be interesting. The ice is kind of here, but I don't think it's super widespread. So Garchomp.
No, ice is a very limited option this cup.
Garchomp might be an interesting pick here, just because it absolutely fears ice, but it's not super relevant here. Maybe. I mean, things like Hippowdon can have Ice Fang, which are not gonna do it. Not going to help, but Toxicroak. And then the third tier, Gliscor is here. Probopass might play interesting with a little bit of bulk. So it's almost like a very slimmed down open cup. So
you mean like a Premier or Classic?
Kind of, yeah, because they banned all of the top performers most of the top performers, so it really evens out. Gen 5.
I think Gen 5 we see some more power players.
Do we? What do you see here that I'm not seeing?
Galvantula, Escavalier, Emolga. Golurk actually slaps.
Interesting.
I'm gonna stand on that soapbox again. I think it's more powerful than people think.
Willing to die on that hill?
Yes. You got Ferrothorn. If you're one of the crazy people that somehow can get a Haxorus for Great League, it's actually really, really good. I believe Emolga will be a good anti-water flyer and anti-water pick for this cup. And there's a lot of water flyers running around. Not to mention it also beats the crap out of Machamp as long as you shield the Rock Slide.
The Talonflame line is here.
Another spice pick that I was looking at potentially this cup. Electros.
Interesting.
The one that evolves from Dynamo.
Right. Tier 2 or Tier 3?
It's the Tier 3.
Okay. It's an odd...
Or, sorry, Electivire. No, not Electivire. It's Electros. What are you telling me?
Dynamo.
Oh, right, because it's spelled with a K. I was trying to look it up.
I haven't either, Jiggly. I have not made an Electros. I have Tynamo that are ready for tier 2 and tier 3. That's one of those ones that at some point is going to get a middling community day because it's a 3 tier
right.
and its shiny isn't out. So,
are you ready for the spicy move pool?
sure.
Spark
Okay.
for the fast move. Dragon Claw, Crunch, or Thunderbolt.
You're going Dragon Claw Crunch. That's wild.
Right?
What? What is that? What is that?
It is not bulky though, so it is very glassy.
Oh, what is that? With Spark? Does that remind me? Electric fast moves are all over the place. Is Spark a fast energy gain?
It's not great.
Okay.
I mean, Volt Switch is still better.
Wow. I mean, but it's Crunch and Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw you can get to.
And it
Claw's
will
requirement
hurt a
is
lot
not
of the
whole
dragons that are very resistant in this cup.
That's ridiculous. What in the world? Jeez. Okay.
Give me a second, I'll give you your energy.
Okay.
Spark is 8 energy.
8 energy per turn?
Yeah.
Okay. That's nothing to sneeze at. And that's, again, a Prime Community Day at some point. We're certainly not getting it in February. And I can't imagine we would get it in March. But
I'm not saying it's a good pick. I just think it's a funny spice pick.
It's a funny spice pick, but it's a 3rd tier, which means it might get a better electric fast move to really ramp up those 2 charge moves, because those 2 charge moves are nothing to nothing. Yeah. Oof.
It's a sleeper pick if anything.
It's a wild combo. That's a spice pick if I've ever seen one. That's Caliente, baby.
Speaking of Caliente, Chandelure and Litwick are also available.
Muy picante. Yeah, I guess. There's better fire types, and there's not a whole lot of ghost, but still, don't go with those. I would not recommend going with those.
Moving on down to Gen 6, though.
So Talonflame, Inkay and its evolution Malamar, and then Binnacle and Barbacle. Probably the only... No, I take that back. Gorgeist is here, and Avalugg are here. Avalugg actually one of the only...
Interestingly enough, Avalugg is the only ice type outside of Alolan Vulpix, if you want to look at that picture.
Ooh.
The Gorgeist have interesting matchups depending on what size you have.
Oh, interesting.
Some straight out beat things, while other ones are close wins.
Interesting. I mean, that makes sense because their stats adjust ever so slightly. But
Avalugg is definitely something to consider, but be aware of all the firefighting and steel in this cup.
There's a lot of it. Yeah,
Avalugg will destroy things like Gliscor, Gligar, Dragonite, Garchomp. You're running it Ice Fang, Body Slam, and you can either be Crunch or Avalanche.
Gen 7, actually some of your staples here. You've got your Galarian Geodude line. Or no, Alolan. The Alolan Geodude line. The Alolan Marowak and Alolan Raichu. All perform... Yep. I don't know how well they're going to perform overall, but they've all been staples.
Great League, they have all been very relevant.
Yeah, they've all been staples. And then Alolan Vulpix is the only one. Alolan Ninetales is banned as a fairy. I don't know what the moveset is for Alolan Vulpix, but I don't think it caps out. Vulpix, we're going to go here.
It's not even showing up.
Zen Headbutt Ice Beam is what I have here. If I power it up to max, where does it put it? 875, but this isn't you're looking at sub 1,000. You're looking at a sub 1,000 CP for Alolan Vulpix. I don't think
Jiggly data across the board overall, the large is the best one for this cup.
The large Gorgeist. I still got to make mine. I got to make mine. Wait, did I already name it? Please tell me I named it already.
So to round out the last generation, Gen 8, the only ones that really stand out to me are Galarian Slowking, Sirfetch'd, Phalanx, and Berserker.
No, I haven't evolved them yet.
Berserker, one of the interesting steel types that has a ghost move for fast move. Surfetched being the Swiss Army knife of a fighting type. And Phalanx being a very strong closer option if we're fighting if you run it. Oh, also another option for fighter that I've been seeing pop up a lot on my recommended teams that we didn't mention was Chestnut.
Yep, that's available as what is it?
Grass fighter.
Grass fighter, fast move of what? Bullet seed, I think.
Vine Whip.
Vine Whip. Okay, Vine Whip, and then close combat.
And Energy Ball.
Which is interesting. Another one where Frenzy Plant's not gonna really. It's gonna help nuke, but Energy Ball you get to quicker, so it's plus minus kind of interesting. An interesting balance. So
yeah, it's kind of like the Superior where you could use what it already has and it'll still be good.
Did I say close combat?
Superpower.
Superpower? Okay. I might have said close combat. Let's do... I'm going to do the graphic here from Barbatos RV from the Silph League Arena. Infographic here of the meta, sort of a meta breakdown. I think this is probably going to be a very... Fighters are going to be where you win and lose.
I kind of disagree.
Okay. Your very center of this infographic has fighters, Machamp, Toxicroak, and Hitmontop. You have it fringe beats the normals, something like Snorlax or Zangoose. The Zangoose is going to be an interesting pick with Shadow Claw and... Oh, goodness, what's its charge moves?
It's got close combat. Maybe I should make sure.
I'm looking at the Zangoose I have. Dig, close combat, Night Slash are the three that I see online. So it's
normal that's an anti-ghost.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Yeah, the couple of ghosts you have here are Gorgeist and Gengar. Yeah.
There's also things like Alolan Marowak.
Yes, Alolan Marowak where it plays a dual fighter ghost depending on how you're building it. You have your Rock and Steels with Steelix, Alolan Golem,
that's Graveler.
Alolan Graveler. Yep, excuse me, and Probopass. Man, I can't describe this very well. It's kind of all over the place.
So the first thing I will say, like we do for many of these cups, pick a fighter. Either that being the 3 in the center or the 3 on the side.
Counter swaps where you have
the non-fighters with counter.
Pseudo fighters. Sudowoodo, Vigoroth, and Haxorus, because Haxorus can learn counter.
Do you know what Haxorus' move pool is?
I believe you've told me before, and it's absolutely wild, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. Do you want to remind me?
Yes. Counter, Night Slash, Surf.
I need the dramatic music behind me, of as Haxorus approaches. The ho 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 ho.
So its fast moves are Counter and Dragon Tail. Its charge moves are Dragon Claw, Night Slash, Surf, or Earthquake.
Thank God it's not more available. Although, good heavens, why isn't it more available? Right. That's absolutely wild.
That will destroy all of your Rock Steel's fires. Not only is it resisting the fires,
it's deleting them with Surf. One of the better water type charge moves. Quicker to get to.
I wish I had a Haxorus for this.
God. And then it's getting Stab on Dragon Claw.
Yep.
And if it's using Dragon Tail, then have fun. If it's running counter, you're still you're
beating stuff, gain. Yeah. It's gross. Counter with Night Slash just keeps getting stronger.
Tenderize and meat. Tenderizing
So,
meat.
sticking with that staple, pick your fighter first and then build around that. What is fighting weak to? What is your fighter doing? If your answer is it is weak to other fighting, then support it with a flyer. If the answer is it is weak to ghost and psychic, support it with something that's dark and or normal. Because the normal will resist the ghost.
Yep. You've got some great options here. And some options that generally wouldn't be even looked at in other metas. So things like
Alola
Mola and Luxray are two things that you will probably not see a whole lot of in other metas.
So that's one of the things I wanted to. That's a big point that I want to make out for this cup. There is a lot of things that have recently been either common spawns, community days, or just widely available that you should have access to. And if you don't have access to it, I'm sure there's someone in your community that is a hoarder and does have access to these things. Does that mean you're going to get the best options? No. But
you'll have more
Luxray, Machamp, Noctowl, and what's another one that I saw that was pretty common lately?
Electabuzz. Electivire is here.
Electivire is also a very solid option because it does have coverage in Ice Punch. The other thing I want to point out about this cup is there's a lot of heavy hitting Pokemon in this cup. Like with Luxray in particular, with the ability to have Psychic Fangs, Wild Charge, or Crunch, you really need to pay attention to how much fast moves they're using before they throw a charge move. Because not predicting the Wild Charge can make the game. Especially if they're running something like Luxray in the lead. Because what do? You throw Wild Charge and then swap out. If it's unshielded, that could be very detrimental to the outcome of a match. And that goes along the same lines of something like Hitmontop with Stone Edge, something with Talonflame and Brave Bird, something with Dragonite and Hurricane. You really need to pay attention to your charge moves and how much energy that your opponent is gaining. And that's what, unfortunately, some of these matches come down to is a coin toss. You really have to just assume in the situation, if someone swaps in a Luxio, there's a good chance they're not going to readily throw a Wild Charge first, especially if you have shields, because that would only put them in a disadvantage. But I've actually flipped some matches where I don't need the Luxio or the Luxray for anything else in this match other than killing this thing that's in front of me, and I throw the move first on a swap, and it does get me the win, but that's not the ideal situation, and you shouldn't think like that every time. So I think when you're building for this cup, you really need to think about synergy. A lot of people reference in GBL ABB format teams. For reference, that's things that have high priority coverage against what their main role is, being able to beat their counters and have pressure, or be able to just straight up nuke something and one-shot it. When you build your team, you need to make sure that you don't run, like one team I made a couple seasons ago that was just for the memes was a straight weather ball team. I had no end game closing pressure because all of my stuff was just fast charge moves. You need to build with some consistency, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I won't even know where to begin on this one. I'm going to have to let this stew.
Yeah. I honestly think Machamp and Luxio are Luxray. I'm going to keep saying Luxio. Machamp and Luxray are two really good starting points. Because Machamp has incredibly good pressure, incredibly good stats and coverage. It hits things hard and fast. And then Luxray is a good power hitter with good lead potential for pressure. Luxray counters the flying types that Machamp would be weak to, but also has the ability to fight back against the other fighters with Psychic Fangs if you have it for the Community Day move. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to run it with Psychic Fangs and you want to run it with Crunch instead, that's still another great move option for coverage. Mm-hmm. Ninetales, Kanto Ninetales is another one in this cup. that performs very, very well with the ability to have Psyshock to beat back against the fighters as well. There are a lot of flying options in this cup. A lot. Not between just the water flyers, but you have the dragons, you have the steels, you have the normals. There's just... Do you want to jump over to PV Poke and we can look at the list?
Yes. Machamp, Mantine, Steelix, Ninetales, Kanto, Alola Mola, Rainy Castform, Gorgeist, Large, Gorgeist Super. Wow, they're classified as different Pokemon. I mean, technically they have different stats, so yes. Gorgeist Large, Gorgeist Super, Dragonite, Gorgeist Average, Vigoroth, Skarmory, Gorgeist Small, Electivire, and Alolan Marowak. Top 15.
So on those top 15, no surprise much. One thing to point out about this list, I don't think we don't pressure it enough, but these are overall performance. This isn't individual matchups. This Pokemon performs this well against everything in the one shield scenario.
No, so when you say this isn't individual. This is the 1v1 of this Pokemon versus everything within the meta one shield scenario. This is not based on team. No team comp or pressure or overall performance is like, or let me take that back. Team comp and performance within a team of 3 isn't really run here statistically.
Correct. This is just them versus the meta.
Yes.
I honestly think Mantine is a very strong pick, but with how readily available Luxray and Electivire and Galvantula are, especially for people that have built things like Galvantula for Silph or GBL, Mantine's biggest fear this cup is electric. So if you're going to run a Mantine, you need to support it with something with either ground or grass. Like I said before, other mentionable picks, Ninetales is probably the best fire type if you need a fire type.
Oh yeah.
The thing with fire types is fire and fighting kind of play the same role as an anti-steel for this meta. The grass types aren't around outside of Gorgeist, and you can kind of fill that in with a flyer to be an anti-grass. So fire and flying and fire and fighting all kind of share the same role, so to speak. But you could see people that run things like Ferrothorn, where that fire type is then very much needed. It's a very big cup with a very broad pool of things to run. But I think as long as you can stick to, okay, I want to make, let's say, Machamp my focus point because it performs so well. What are the 2 to 3 things that I can run with it every time to support it?
And then as we opened it up, the talk about the meta is run something you're comfortable with, because it's super open, and running Spice is, I mean, available, but I wouldn't recommend it just because there's a lot of the core meta that you've probably played a lot with that is out due to bans.
Yeah. Castform's another really good one that I keep seeing recommended when I'm building my teams. It's like, you want to try Castform? Why? Because it's got Thunder. That's why you should run it. I don't want to. Your team is very weak to these things. Would you like Castform? No.
Yeah, there's some... I won't know where to begin here, really. So...
I also think Luxray is a good starting point if you want to focus around that.
I mean, I could go weird and try and build a full shiny team because I have the good Luxray. I could try a shiny Machamp. I don't know.
Jump over to Team Builder real quick, and I'll show you some of the stuff I've been thinking of.
Silph Guardian? Okay. Are you sending me
All
links?
right,
Or do you want
so
me to search?
throw in Macargo. Macargo recently getting that rework with, excuse me, I want to say it's Rock Slide.
Incinerate.
Rock Tomb. It's Rock Tomb.
Yep. Incinerate and Rock Tomb.
Now add Dragonite. And then hit Simulate and look at that combination.
Coverage D, bulk D, safety C, consistency C, Macargo Dragonite. Back and forth coverage. You don't have a water, but waters are around for Ninetales. Gourgeist super narrowly wins against both. Alolan Marowak. Yeah, you'll want a water for sure, but the two of them do seem to perform well enough. Skarmory, you are looking at a hard loss against Macargo. And Dragonite is a close win, so you'll have to be careful. No, I take that back. The reverse of everything I said.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
I hate this display. Gosh, I can't be the only one that gets really confused when I'm looking at the meta scorecard on PvPoke. I cannot be the only one.
Should he make it green and red to help you more?
It just needs to be labeled a little bit better as far as like which Pokemon is actually winning.
Would it be better if it was like an up arrow or a down arrow?
An up arrow or a side arrow? Yeah, pointing to whichever one wins. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Maybe we should throw that suggestion.
Yeah, because my dumb brain can't handle this. Gets confused every time.
Macargo's biggest weaknesses are going to obviously be the fighting, the ground, and the water, which Dragonite beats all of. Dragonite's biggest weaknesses are going to be ice and steel, which Macargo covers.
Yeah, I mean, for a pair of Pokemon, like this is a solid pair. Of course, you want a team of 3, and then you have another 3 to build around it, but that's actually this is not a bad place to start.
Yeah. These are the ones I've been cycling through that I keep coming back to just because I like how they perform. Everything for Dragonite is a close win, so I feel like it's my safe swap. Because it's, unless I see they have something with ice on their team, it's probably my safest swap. But that's when I see if they have something with ice, I put something on my team that would counter that. So if we scroll down here, I can guarantee it's going to say cast form somewhere in here. No, it's actually recommending Chestnut.
Chestnut, where's cast form? Not on this list of potential alternatives. That's impressive.
So at the moment, my biggest fears are Empoleon, which does beat both of them very hard. Graveler, which does beat both of them pretty well. Luxray is an ever-living problem in this cup. It's great matches against everything. Probopass and Primate because it has the Ice Punch. Machamp would be a recommended one. I think the biggest reason why Machamp is such a close loss against Luxray is because of the pressure from Wild Charge.
Wild Charge.
Something I talked about with Jamar earlier. If you want to click that battle sim, you can see it for yourself.
It's Machamp and Luxray. Yeah, it's Wild Charge is what sort of
111
turns the tide
damage.
Here. Yeah. Is Psychic Fangs guaranteed debuff?
Yes,
okay.
It is a guaranteed debuff.
Good. I wanted to verify that. And then Wild Charge is a guaranteed self debuff. But it has such a high damage output that it is the key. So
yeah. Other good options I could add to that combo to make it fairly work well is Gourgeist. Gourgeist would narrowly beat the Empoleon, the Graveler. It would beat out the Luxray. It's basically the sponge for Luxray. Donphan still loses to Empoleon. Chestnut might be something I'm looking at, but I'm really concerned with all the flying that's in this cup.
Yeah, there's a lot of a lot of flying availability here.
I could put Haxorus on there. That would be great.
If you had one. This is where I would put my Great League Haxorus if I had one.
If I had one.
Mantine, Dragonite, Skarmory, Gliscor, Gligar, Pelipper, Talonflame, Noctowl, Pidgeot, Honchkrow, Golbat, Charizard, Jumpluff, Emolga, Crobat, Mantike, Rufflet. Like, a lot of these flyers, like, I mean, Vespiqun's really far down, but these flyers each have their own diversity within move pool and
Roll.
standalone. They're standalone types. So
the one thing I like about Mantine as a pick, you can run it either as a water or you can run it as a flyer.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with Pelipper, you're locked into just what it has.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Playing an ad.
Yep.
You too. I generally don't recommend ad blockers, but for the sake of podcasts, I should really install one.
Talonflame's another one that's really strong, but if you get caught up on certain matchups, you'll get squished.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one problem with Talonflame is as a flying type, you have to get to that self-debuffing move. I do not work in the ad industry, thankfully.
Neither do I.
I work in the OnlyFans business.
He works on fan assemblies.
It's funny.
Generally, like when it comes to Cerebi and things like Calci IV, like it's unfortunate that there's ads there, but it's a consistent way of revenue for them because they don't make a whole lot of money elsewhere.
Right.
As well as things like YouTube. The YouTube, I have premium, so I'm able to skip. I don't have ads, and I give more money per view to the videos that I watch and the creators that I watch than if I were to have ads. But when it comes to like podcasts and I'm just trying to get information going, I don't want ads all over the screen because the ads should be served to me, not the podcast viewers, because we don't necessarily verify on website ads. So, anything? Are we missing something? I feel like we're gonna be someone after the fact and be like, "Why didn't they talk about this?" For this meta, it's bonkers. We'll have to
outside
see.
of Love Cup coming back, we will have a Jhoto themed cup for GBL.
Yay!
We're currently on Ultra League. I know none of you have played none of these.
I still have not touched GBL this season. A month and a half in.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah. Sorry. We're back up to full hours with two people that aren't fully trained up, so I'm basically working a lot, shouldering a lot of the responsibility, and on top of that, I can't go into it here. I shouldn't be going into it here on the podcast.
No, you
I'll talk to you about it. I'll talk to you about it later.
Other than that, as far as PvP goes, we do have what was it? Factions are starting again.
Small hiatus.
New cycle.
Yeah, small hiatus, and then their factions are back. So
the season end reward for GBL this time is Lysander, his items, clothing, and his little strut.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that on the announcement of everything. It's an interesting sort of skip over to Lysander when like Jhoto is the sort of showcase here. So I don't know. It's an odd pick. Do you want to move on? Or is there anything else about Guardian Cup other than, man, that icon is whack. I wanted to... that's right. Let me hit the split button. We'll talk sort of a community question talking about a piece of news that generally wouldn't be on the podcast per se, just because it's not PvP. It sort of is. Become a part of Pokemon Go Tour Jhoto with the Go Gym Trainer Contest. This is a Pokemon Go Live article from the Pokemon Go blog. Trainers, it's time to take another step in your trainer journey, a step into the world of Pokemon Go. To further celebrate the Johto region in Pokemon Gold and Silver, trainers around the world will have a chance to be featured in-game as a part of Pokemon Go Tour Johto event. So similar to the Go Tour Kanto, where we had trainers with different teams show up as PvP, in-game PvP encounters, they are doing basically the same thing here with the Go Tour Johto, but in this case it is gym trainer characters, so themed after the 8 gym types of Johto. Characters will be appearing in the in-game map. The types are normal, fighting, flying, bug, ghost, ice, dragon, or steel. You can submit your player trainer, your trainer profile, your nickname, and shows off the avatar, which type of team you're submitting, and a list of the 3 Pokemon that would make up your team. These Pokemon must have been originally discovered in Kanto or Johto. Ditto, legendary Pokemon, and mythical Pokemon are not allowed. The way you submit this is via Twitter, which is unfortunate for people that do not have Twitter. And the hashtag Pokemon Go Tour contest must be in the tweet. We'll judge entries based on the following criteria: avatar, item choices, general theme, connection to the Pokemon type of choice. Winners will receive a special reward unlike any other, the chance to be featured in Pokemon Go, in the Pokemon Go world, and be seen by fellow trainers from across the globe. We look forward to your entries. Let's go. No purchase of a Pokemon Go Tour Johto ticket is necessary to enter. This contest is open to all, blah, blah, blah. Yes, Jiggly Dad, unfortunate because Twitter, did we talk about it last podcast, or did we talk about it in the BSAD, where the voting for Community Day should be implemented into the game? I feel like it was last.
I think that was the B-SAD.
Was that the BSAD, or was that the Battle Science podcast? I don't remember.
No, I think it was B-SAD because we talked about alternative methods for voting.
Alternative methods for voting should be active, similar to the first Pokemon you catch in Pokemon Go, Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur, where all 3 spawn, you can only catch 1, and then the statistics of how many were caught of X Pokemon should be used as the voting for that. As well as this kind of thing, there needs to be either something on PokemonGoLive.com or something in-game versus requiring someone to be on Twitter. That's my preference.
Having it's ad revenue more or less. Let's be real. They're just trying to get people to visit their social media.
It's not okay. Ad revenue is not the right. It's engagement.
Engagement.
It's social media engagement. So like, yes, you're not wrong, but also like realistically, this should just be in the game. There's no way for you to upload information in the game. It should either be a link to PokemonGoLive.com or another site to submit information versus this
social media
versus Twitter. So because Twitter can be a cesspool, and you shouldn't require people that are within your community to be on Twitter, especially a Pokemon game, which applies to all ages. Twitter is not something that I would recommend kids be on.
So one of the things I posted in a local group was, I know that this feature wasn't received the best last year, as they became a bit of a hassle when trying to play the event for Kanto Tour.
Mm-hmm.
But it does state that this is gym leader / trainer.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance we might see them just on gyms, which would mean they wouldn't be distracting from the stops.
That would be cool. Yeah, so these
I think that would be incredibly apt for what it is to put them on gyms, and it would mean that if they're able to do that, that also opens the door for potential other NPCs and for gyms to be more of a resource other than just coins.
Sir Maximus, you'll have to wait another 365 plus days. Actually, hold on. Let's see. Theoretically, if this is on the 26th, we have a month, so 396 days. 396 days
You know
until
what,
Go
Sir
Tour.
Maximus, I'm in the mood for a riot.
Go Tour Hoenn will be in 396 days, so you're just going to have to wait a year and a month. Yeah, so these are themed after sort of like the trainers that lead up to a gym leader in a gym within the main series games. I don't remember if Kanto did something similar, or if they were just basically like pick a type.
They were just
and have
thematic
fun.
trainers.
Yeah, so I like this a little bit more thematically. It is kind of unfortunate because I would have gone with Fire and gone with Vulpix, my favorite Pokemon, but instead I'm probably going to submit something with Flying because Crobat, my second favorite Pokemon, I think. 396 days of BS. That's right. Battle Science, baby. We're counting down 396 days until Go Tour Hoenn, arguably going to be one of the most fire events because we might have the Delta.
Do I get the trumpet? Do I pull out the trumpet?
Oh my god, yes. The Delta and Omega forms of Kyogre and Groudon, and then Delta, Rayquaza, and then Primal. That's right. They don't call them Alpha and Omega.
I mean, that's the games they're from.
Yeah. God,
I'm excited for this trainer thing. I spent actual money on new clothes and then realized one of the types they chose wasn't part of the event.
Oof. Sir Maximus, I don't know what sway you think we have with Niantic.
Let's go down to their Bellevue office. Hey, these guys online here, they want us to tell you to change this thing.
I'm going to slip you a crisp 20 if you can put Kecleon in the game. I'm going to bribe you
with 20,
a
box of Krispy Kreme donuts, and a bag of dicks.
And a nice high five. Yeah. I wanted to use this sort of the gym trainer contest thing as a sort of stepping stone for, I wanted to see some people's submissions for this, and then I wanted to see most of the like social media, like, oh, you've been assigned a type, go build a gym leader team or whatever. Our teams of 6, narrow it down to a team of 3 like you would in Pokemon Go. And then I wanted to see sort of beyond, if you were to build a team as a type of, I guess this is more themed on people that have played the main series games, but there are a number of different types of trainers within the game. So you have like bug catchers, ace trainers, cool trainers, beauties, swimmers, hikers, fishermen, like a bunch of different types of trainers. So I wanted to see people build teams of 3 based on like those kinds of characters if they wanted to build something like that. So I'll probably put this as one of the first community days in the Discord in a while. So if you wanted to submit,
you mean community question?
This community question. What did I say? Did I say
community day?
Lol. I can't. I had one of those some off topic. If it seems like I have a little bit more energy, I had one of like the Zoa energy drinks, the Rocks like energy drink brand that released within the last couple months. It's like, but it's like no sugar. They say it's like no sugar and it has like all of these good things, and like a lot of brands can advertise that, but does that actually mean anything? Wasn't
not sugar,
terrible.
It's sugar alternative.
Who knows, dude? Or it's here's no sugar with a reasonable taste, and because it didn't taste like incredibly sweet, but it wasn't like terrible tasting. But it was also like it might just have just maximum caffeine in it, so yeah. You need just a beep. I start talking about like it's the Rock's new energy. Beep. It just flat lines and you don't hear
Steven's over here ad reading for other products.
Not sponsored. But if it seems like I'm a little bit hyper, a little bit more energy, it's because I was nursing an energy drink for most of the day and sitting around and only playing Spider-Man. So my steps today are in the triple digits. It's terrible.
But you're going to post this question as a community question.
I'm going to put it in the community question in the Discord. If you don't know, the Discord is available to everyone. There's nothing stopping you from joining our Discord right now if you haven't already, and talking about what you might do for a team of 3 themed around gym leader or what's up?
I forgot to mention this earlier. If you are looking for a practice cup tournament for Guardian, one of our friends, Chronic Insomniac, is hosting a live remote practice tournament this Saturday evening. If you would like to give it a check out, here is the Silph Arena link. And I'm going to jump over here and grab the Discord link. I will also ask Steven to put this on the podcast later
Put
under
in
the description. But that is the link for the tournament. And here is the link for the Discord.
No, Sir Maximus, no. Sir Maximus, you missed the part where we were talking about our balls. And that in February,
yes.
In February, we're going to have an event all about Pokeballs. Our premier balls, our luxury balls,
Our love balls,
the quick balls, heavy balls, etc. So yeah, Sir Maximus,
these fast balls.
You're just gonna have to listen to the podcast afterwards. So, and Sir Maximus, you'll actually have you're gonna as a patron, you're going to have access to the podcast tomorrow versus having access to it on Friday. So, yeah. Yeah, that is the funny thing of Voltorb is blue balls. Which is actually also humorous because that's not intended. What was it? Gen 1 and 2 were automatically generated by code?
That sounds right.
So...
yeah, because you could transfer a Mewtwo from Gen 1 with a certain set of IVs and it would be yellow in Gen 2.
Yeah, so the was it Gen 3 then? Gen 3 was the first generation.
They actually started mapping shinies, yeah.
They started actually like deciding what the shiny colors were versus it being decided by a program. So
every water type shall be pink.
Here at Game Freak, we love pink. Do you like pink? We're going to make water pink.
Water is pink. Essentially they were the invert colors of whatever they were.
Yeah. Grass is alternate green. And everything
Rock
else
is poop gold.
Yeah. And everything else is doesn't matter. No one cares. Green is just a yellow green. Yeah. That's an odd breakdown. We could talk about the shiny stuffs. I don't know. At this point I'm making stuff up and extending a podcast that doesn't need to be extended. I don't know about you guys.
Sir Maximus, I have to find you this meme. It's really funny.
Oh boy. We got memes.
It's the Magmar one from Community Day.
Ah, gosh, Sir Maximus. What a lovely human being you are. No. Rando's, I guess, walking in distress. Yeah, I mean, well, no, it doesn't. Honestly, the fun banter in the Twitch chat is something that I do enjoy, and I do wish we had a bit more of. But
here you go, Sir Maximus.
Oh God, keep it chill. I think that's it. Community question. I'm trying to think if there's anything else coming up. Hi, dog. I know, buddy. You and me, we're gonna go for a walk here real soon. I'm scared. Actually, if I click on this, it might open in this page on the Chrome that's being streamed, and can you send that to me via Discord?
Yeah.
Jesse? Okay, thank you. I think with that, if I ramble any longer, it's just going to be useless. Oh, is that what I think it is?
Yeah.
If it's, okay, then it's a shiny Magmar. Shiny Magmar. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of the Battle Science Podcast. If you have questions, comments, concerns, anything at all, you can reach us via Twitter at battle_science, in our Discord, on general. You can, email us at battlescience.podcast@gmail.com. Oh, God, Jiggly Dad. He has concerns. If you have concerns like Jiggly Dad, you can email us at battlescience.podcast@gmail.com. If you want to help support us, you can go over to patreon.com/battlescience and back us at the $1 tier or more to get access to the Battle Science After Dark podcast and the Battle Science podcast day or days sooner than the general public, as well as if ever we do bonus stuff, you'll get it usually a couple days to a week plus earlier. And if we ever do pre-shows, post-shows, they will go up there. There is a post-show that I have yet to put up on Patreon from the last Battle Science podcast that will go up. That is some fun discussions about our merch. I forgot! We have merch! How dare I? Goodness, where did I put the link for that? If you also want to support us, you can go over to, I believe it is Stream Elements, store.streamelements.com/battlescience to get some, I would like to say, reasonably priced merch. I'm going to pull this up into here. Battle Science Shield sticker, Battle Science Shield mug, the 4th most listened to video game podcast in Hong Kong in November of 2020, according to statistics. The Battle Science Podcast hoodie. You can get it in a t-shirt flavor. You can get the Battle Science Shield in a t-shirt as well, and the mug if you are interested in repping our most ridiculous catchphrase. Is that gray and silver? Of course, I went with purple and asphalt. I think I can do a 5th color, and I might see if I can do a darker gray. Actually, no, I don't have a black here. I'll change that up. Let's see here. If you want to support us by not sending us any money, you can go over to our YouTube channel and hit the follow button. You do not have to ring that bell. We are trying to get to the 100 subscribers so that we can be youtube.com/battlescience. We haven't gotten to it yet, but we are making progress. I will say we are making progress. Speaking of, Nightbot in the Twitch chat is posting our YouTube link. Please subscribe to our YouTube to help make the URL for the channel easier to share. Currently, it is youtube.com/channel/UC1BWWW- I'm sorry.
Stop it.
I enjoy reading.
Stop it.
I enjoy reading links, but that's just gonna give me a headache, so I'll refuse to read that one. And if you want to join us for a Guardian Cup in February, you can hop over to our Discord. Like Jesse said, there's going to be a practice Guardian Cup this Saturday being hosted over at which Discord was it?
It's booze, battle, and have fun.
Okay. We'll have a link for it in our Discord, as well as you can join us for the monthly remote, where we'll probably start about middle through February. And
maybe I'll make it exciting and have it happen after Community Day.
Oof. Ooh.
Start the cup after Community Day.
Community Day is what, the 12th?
That sounds right.
That's going to be...
Yep.
Yeah.
Started on the 14th.
I would start it on the 13th. Give us that Sunday.
Okay.
So, yes.
We'll see whatever in the Battle Lab wants to do.
Yeah. If you want to join us for that, come over and say hello. I think that's it.
You guys and gals are all awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Yep. We will catch you in February for a jam-packed month of a ton of stuff. Probably a more breakdown of whatever in the world Registeel is going to do with Zap Cannon. More thoughts on Hopip. Not now. Phone call. More thoughts on acrobatics.
Yep.
And other stuff in the next episode of the Battle Science Podcast. But Until then, we will see you out there on the battlefield.
Bye.